Dorinda, darling, Bethenny didn't put anything behind her. She has a charity event to run, basically. Like, she's giving out what she brought to Puerto Rico to help those in need. She doesn't really have time to deal with you and how you embarrassed her at a dinner while being drunk. Like, she was already pissy drunk at 4 p.m. So I don't think that she's moved on from it. I think that Bethenny is just like, I have work to do. Let's deal with this when we get home in New York. But right now, let's let bygones be bygones and let's get these people the help that they need, which I can respect. You know, I know a lot of people in my comment section was just like, I don't believe Bethenny. I think she's putting it on. She may or may not be, but at the end of the day, she went there and helped when our own government didn't. You know what's really sad? Puerto Rico reminds me of Katrina. It also reminds me of Flint. They're all still pretty much in the same situation. Like, even parts of New Orleans have still yet to be rebuilt. Flint still doesn't have clean water. Puerto Rico, America still hasn't been there to help. Like, they're a freaking American territory and we still have not been there to help. And we got to be real here. We all know why. And it's pretty disgusting. Vote. Vote. Be on the right side of history. So, although I'm kind of sad for Sonja, I'm glad that at least she's getting in a good place again with Ramona, because I feel like she needs that relationship. Although the friendship, in my opinion, is just not reciprocated to Sonja from Ramona. I feel like she just needs that, though. Like, Sonja needs to have Ramona in her life as a friend to not necessarily survive in this world, but survive on this show. Like, she needs somebody who in I guess the least amount of way will protect her and have her back. And she doesn't really have that. So the little bit that she gets from Ramona, I guess, is some kind of solace for her. But I really feel like Countess LuAnn is the one that is really going to be her rock. Because I don't know if you guys have been like following them on Instagram and Twitter, but outside of that, Countess LuAnn has really been riding for Sonja in a shocking way, because they've had some issues, especially concerning her man, her ex-boo, her ex-husband or whatever. So I didn't expect that, but I'm glad that something like that is happening because it feels organic and real to me. This Sonja chasing Ramona, to me, I just want her to be, I want her to do better. I really do. I just feel bad for her. I feel like she's been constantly chasing this woman who has not been the friend to her that Sonja has been to her. And it's just unfortunate to watch, because you're watching this older woman like go through these high school antics, and it's kind of embarrassing to watch. And I'm just hoping that she gets it throughout the season. I feel like she needs to realize that Ramona isn't that friend to her, but because she doesn't really have anybody on the show, I feel like she's like relapsed into this unhealthy relationship with Ramona, and I just want better for her. I really do. I like the fact that she's sober. I like the fact that she's standing her ground and speaking her mind and not letting people walk all over her, but I'm kind of concerned about her reconciling with Ramona, but I feel like she needs it, at least for now, since she doesn't really have anybody. But I'm just like, I'm kind of torn. Like, I know she needs it to be able to survive on this show, but I don't like how Ramona treats her. So we'll see. I care absolutely nothing about this Sonja and Ramona shopping scene. The only thing that is interesting to me is that lady behind them wearing that bedazzled, like gray or silver and black star blazer. I kept on like rewinding and pausing and trying to see if I could find that blazer. But you know what? You guys always have the tea. I remember doing my America's Next Top Model reviews, anything that I liked on there and I wanted, you guys will put it in the comment section like, this is where you can find it. Please, one of you guys, because y'all always have the tea, y'all always have the info, the 411. Where can I find that silver and black star blazer that the lady, the brunette, was wearing behind, I think it was Ramona? She was trying it on and looking at it. I don't even think she bought it. She was deciding whether she wanted it or not. And I'm like, honey, when you see a bedazzled star blazer, you don't decide. There's no decision to make. You pick it up and you walk out and with it on in the store. With it. Oh wait, did I just say no? I don't mean I'm not telling you to steal. I'm just saying there's no question. When you see something like that, you purchase it and you leave. Got y'all thinking I'm a scammer. Never. I think it's so great that Countess LuAnn is getting back into singing. I loved it. It's, you know, it's not the best. It's not even good, but it's fun. It's entertainment. It gives us something to like laugh about on the show and have a good time with. I just want to be real honest with you, Countess LuAnn. Liza Minnelli was shading you, sweetie. She wasn't telling you that you had the goods, okay? You gotta know Liza to get Liza. She was shading you, sweetie. But still go along with that cabaret. I want to see it. Oh, wait, did it already happen? I think it already happened in New York and LA. I missed it. Damn it. Keep it up, Countess. I gotta see your next show. I would pay money for that. Not good money, but I'm gonna pay some money. You know what? These Bravo editors are so shady. Any chance that they can get, they will show Countess LuAnn drunkenly falling down some steps in Mexico. She could be talking about the weather. They will show that clip. Smart. That was good TV. Oh, but she has a problem now, so we got to keep her in our prayers. This scene with the Countess and Benny. Happy birthday, Jill. Happy birthday, Jill. I love this show. You can't tell Mother nothing. She thought that she was slaying it. I will say she sounded a lot better than I expected. Because that Money Can't Buy You class, the rough cut without the producer magic, is a hot mess. But it seems like maybe she's getting a little better, taking some classes, smoking a little bit more cigarettes to keep her in that baritone. Because when she's baritone, she's fine. It's when she tries to go up to alto. It's where we got the issues. Stay baritone. That Caucasian Barry White, that works for her. Anything else? Time out. Time out. Does the Countess realize that Benny is not on her team? She is very affectionate with him, and I'm like, girl, not to be vulgar, but you are shooting blanks here, okay, sweetie? He is not picking up what you're putting down. But she doesn't care. It gotta be the alcohol. I gotta disagree with Bethenny. I don't know why she's jumping into this Sonja and Tinsley issue. I think she's doing it because she's smart and she's trying to get camera time and another storyline for herself, which is smart. You know what I mean? It makes her more interesting, gives her more screen time. I get it. But I can't agree. I don't like what she's doing because I believe that Tinsley is right in how she's feeling. Sonja mistreated her, and I don't see how Bethenny could watch that season and all of a sudden forget all of that that Sonja did to her and act like it's okay. And now Tinsley should be thankful for Sonja bringing her into this group. First of all, she auditioned, okay? Like, she met with producers. They approved her. It is what it is. She's on the show. She's thanked her. She's done enough. Sonja continues to talk about her because she wants something more from her, but she's not being clear about what she wants, and she's mistreating the girl. So I think that Tinsley is right in just keeping her distance. And no, just because she's no longer staying in her place, all of a sudden does she have to like bow down to her and thank her for making sure that she met her man or whatever. First of all, her bringing her into the group or not, Carol was the one that facilitated that. So you can't all of a sudden make Sonja the core of all of this. Sonja was Tinsley's storyline for this show. She still had to pass producers. So whether Sonja was her storyline or Ramona was her storyline or any of the other housewives was her storyline, Tinsley was already approved by producers. So anyway she got in, she was already in by production. You girls just needed to come together and make a storyline for her to be able to walk in on the show like it's all good, like you all really know each other. That's all that is. So that very small part is not because of Sonja. Tinsley did the damn thing in the audition, and production was like, we want her on the show. And I felt like she's thanked her enough. I felt like she said enough to her. She's given her the gift card. Like, are you not watching the same show? Have you not watched last season when Sonja treated her terribly when she was staying in her place? She made her feel so uncomfortable. Like, Tinsley was trying to move out halfway through the season. It was a whole nightmare for her. And I don't feel like she has to bow down to Sonja now because all of a sudden Sonja is feeling bad. Sonja mistreated her. She should feel bad. And Tinsley doesn't have to be best friends with her because you guys are closer and you don't like how your friend is feeling. Your friend is feeling that way because she offended another person within the group. Team Tinsley, Team Tinsley, Bethenny, back out of this and mind your business. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. To sit there, turn to Tinsley and be like, you were at the bottom socially, financially, you needed help, and just like read her down for no reason. It was so disrespectful to Bethenny, for Bethenny to go at her like that. And I'm so glad that Carol chimed in and defended her. She was just like, no, Bethenny, you're wrong. And Bethenny snapped at Carol. When Bethenny snapped at Carol and the way she snapped at Carol, that let me know that she was not upset with how Sonja was being treated by Tinsley. She was mad at Tinsley because she felt like Tinsley then took her friend. She got a problem with Carol being buddy-buddy with her. And because she loves Carol, she's going to come after the person she's being very close with. So Bethenny just used that whole Sonja mess to get into something with Tinsley because she's been had an issue with her since her and Carol has gotten close. And then we get the infamous, get off my jock. Well, that hurt Bethenny's feelings, and rightfully so. Like, it should hurt your feelings. She was on her jock and she was wrong. I don't like what Bethenny is doing. I think she's being very immature, very childish. And then she has the nerve to say, Carol doesn't really have her own voice. She just puppets what everybody else is saying. So when she was puppeting what you were saying, it was fine. But now that she's puppeting Tinsley, you have an issue. And I also liked how Carol defended herself. She said, I'm a ride or die friend. I ain't nobody's puppet. And I appreciated that because I felt like she was a puppet. I really, really did. I said it before in my reviews. I felt like, you know, it started off as a mutual respect level friendship with her and Bethenny, but with Bethenny, you gotta either take the low road, you can't take the high road, because she always has to be in control and she always has to lead. And I think their friendship kind of died out when Carol realized that she had to essentially be Bethenny's doormat to stay in a friendship with her. But I think that Bethenny's being very immature. She's jealous. Point blank, period. She's jealous, and she used Sonja to make a dagger at Tinsley, and it did not work because it was already exposed. Because as soon as she started going at Carol and at Tinsley, Countess was just like, oh, this is something much deeper. A lot of anger in the room. A lot of anger. She already clocked it, and I was able to clock it too. As soon as I saw the passion that she had for Carol and Tinsley, I was just like, oh, this was not about Sonja. You was trying to be slick, Bethenny, and you got caught. And for Bethenny to try to come at Tinsley and say you needed this group, you were down socially, like trying to make her bow down to Sonja, sweetie, Jill Zarin brought you into this group. And when you started to get on your feet, she had an issue, and you cut her out of this group. You don't talk to her today. Her husband done died. She's trying to come back on the show, and you are shutting that down. So for you to sit up there and look at Tinsley and be like, I can't believe you're doing this. You're doing the same thing that Jill Zarin did to you, and you essentially destroyed that lady on this show. So how dare you try to turn it around, and now you are the Jill Zarin of the show, talking down to people, making them feel like they owe all of y'all something. Excuse me, Tinsley Mortimer don't owe nobody nothing. Her name will live on forever. We're not going to remember no Frankel. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. Skinny Girl Cocktail ain't got a time limit, sweetie. That's going to be wrapped up soon. We always going to know about a Mortimer. That's old money. Old money that she married into, okay? So you need to bow down and give some respect. Now, I'm not for all these like rich families and Rockefellers and all that stuff. I don't get into that. But for Bethenny to sit up there and treat Tinsley the way that Jill Zarin treated her when she was the newcomer on the show, or, you know, the one trying to climb up the social circle, and then flip that around and do that to Tinsley and not recognize it, I got a problem with her, because she still talks about it to this day. She still talks about how she was up and coming and Jill treated her horribly, and Jill made her feel like she should have thanked her for everything that she did for her. She still talks about it to this day. So for her to not see the same behavior or the same situation with Sonja and Tinsley is disgusting. And then for Sonja to sit there and be like, I just wanted her to say thank you for cleaning my room. That's your place. You should clean it. Aren't you trying to sell it? That is your job. Like, I mean, she gave you the gift card. You didn't want the gift card. You threw it away. You said that Scott gave it to her. You really need to be mad at Bethenny for burning that check, because that's what you really wanted. You wanted the money, and she finally gave you the money, and then you had a problem with that. Like, she can't say thank you enough. Like, I feel like the only way Tinsley could say thank you is to get dumped by Scott and lose all of her money and grovel. Like, that's what Sonja wants, and that's sad. That really, really is sad, and it looks bad on Sonja, because we're starting to feel for her, considering concerning her situation, but she keeping her thumb on this Tinsley situation, and it's not looking good for her, and it is not working in her favor. Back off of this, Sonja. Go back to that desert and get your mind right, because I don't like what you're doing with Tinsley. It's ugly, sis. It's ugly. You know, I'm glad that Carol is getting back into her writing. I feel like that's her wheelhouse. That's where she finds her confidence, and I think this whole, you know, whirlwind romance with her and Adam dying down is allowing her to get back into herself again. And I think that's normally what happens when you get in a relationship. You kind of like lose yourself in your partner, and she's coming back to herself, and she's getting back out there and doing the writing. And I think that's where when she is her strongest. So I'm excited for her in that area. But I do have some tea. I don't know who sent it to me, but you guys are so good. Everybody always is giving me some kind of tea on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you guys find me. Y'all always giving me some tea. So somebody tagged me in a picture, and it was Carol's Instagram, and she was in like Dubai with some lady. I think she's on like the London Housewives or whatever, one of those shows. Like, her face is familiar. I don't know who she is, but the face is very familiar. So anyway, I'm looking at one of these pictures, and I'm looking at the picture because Carol, mid-50s, I think, right? Body is sick, okay? And she's in like this bathing suit, titties still sitting for like somebody in her 50s, right? She looks great. And then I'm reading the Instagram like description or whatever, and it said photo cred Adam, or whatever his name is. And I was like, it can't be that Adam. So I clicked on it, and it's that Adam. He was in Dubai with her, and he even took a picture of him in Dubai, saying it was fun, see you later, Dubai, or something like that. So I don't know if they're back together. I don't know if she hired him as some kind of like assistant or something. I just want Carol to be careful, because at this point, Adam, he kind of gives me opportunists. He really, really does. I feel like he's kind of using her for her status, but I felt like she was using him for, you know, his youth and his sex. So yeah, I think it's like a win-win, just as long as she knows what's up. And I feel like she kind of fell for him. So if they're going back into like being together, I want her to know what's up. I want her to be getting something out of this if she's going to be giving this young dude a come up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fine with it. Have your fun, but just stay woke, sis. Stay woke. Dorinda looks amazing in her confessional. That part to the side with that kind of like mini bob, with that red lip and those beautiful jewels and that black dress. That's one of her best confessionals. I think she had like 3 top looks for me. One was the purple ensemble. I think it was was it Marc Jacobs? No. Was it Tom Ford? I think it was a Tom Ford ensemble. And then there's a pink ensemble that she wore, and I love. And then there's this one gold ensemble. If I can find the pictures, I'll put them in this video. But she has had some really good confessional looks. Only a few that I really remember when I felt like she just looked gorgeous. And in this confessional, she looks so beautiful, so healthy. The other ones, I'm just like, okay, maybe you're weaning off the liquor. But this one, I feel like she's a couple days sober. So she really looks good in this confessional. Okay, Dorinda, keep it up. She's still with John, because when I checked Carol's Instagram, Dorinda was on the trip with her too, and John was there. All right, girl, I feel like you can do better, but you know what? I'm not a widow in my 50s, so I don't have fun. Bethenny, Jill Zarin gave you a leg up, and when she needed a leg up, you shut it down, okay? She was trying to get back on the show, and you said hell to the no. This woman isn't mourning, okay? She wants something to do. She just don't want to sit in that big mansion that she got in Manhattan and just die out. She wants to come back on the show, and she'll probably be a lot more humble than she was before now that she's lost, like, the love of her life. I mean, give the lady a leg up. Since you want since you want Tinsley to give Sonja a leg up, why don't you give Jill Zarin a leg up? Take your own advice or shut up. How quickly we forget when we get a little coin. I'm telling you, this is the one thing, right? I know I'm destined for wealth, okay? God has given me a particular taste, and I know it is not suited for the middle class life. I'm very nervous, right? And I pray about it all the time. Getting real serious here. All the time, because I'm just like, God, I want to remain humble. I don't want to get like, because there's so many people, especially in the entertainment industry, who started out impoverished. Now that they have money, they're like monsters. It's like you can't remember what it was like not too long ago. You don't remember what it was like back in the day getting food stamp that booklet. Now you're getting the cards. You don't remember what it was like to be starving. You don't remember what it was like to sleep in your car. Like, how are you now looking down on people who have to take out loans, who are living off of public assistance, who are sleeping in their cars to just survive and make it like you did? How are you all of a sudden erasing all of that? And it's just like, oh, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Oh, please, I did it. I was able. Like, just really, really nasty, forgetting about where you started. You should never look back, but you should always remember what it was like at the bottom, because you could always go back. You know what I mean? And don't let your ego send you back to square one. And that's what happens with so many celebrities. They make all of this money. They reach this height of celebrity. Then they lose it on. The next thing you know, they're on like TV One Unsung. It's just like, I'm a better person now. They all found God. They're all super religious now. And it's just like, why couldn't you just be this person that you are after you lost everything with the money? I don't think it's the money that changes you, because it does say in the Bible that it's not money that's the root of all evil, it's the love of money. So when you love the money, when you love the lifestyle, when you love the applause more than you love your fellow human, your fellow man, it turns into something ugly. And I just feel like Bethenny is just forgetting what it was like when she was holding up a tray of samples of Skinny Girl in the market and people were walking by like she didn't exist. I feel like she forgot that, because the way she's talking and puffing up her chest, it's just like, you used to be Tinsley. Matter of fact, you weren't even close to Tinsley. You didn't have her status or her money at that time. You were trying to build something. This show was your Mortimer, okay? She got the last name by marrying into something, was able to have a nice cushion. She also came from money. Your leg up was this show, and it was because Jill Zarin wanted you to be a part of it or mentioned you or whatever, and you aced the audition, just like Tinsley. So I don't know how she doesn't see it, but we have the receipts. We have all the seasons. We have season 1, honey, when you still had that jaw. Let's not play. Let's not play. Because Bravo will pull them receipts in a hot second. That's what they do. The show is shady and messy. They're not your friends, honey. They're not your friends. So that's what it is. Aside from Bethenny being jealous that Carol and Tinsley are buddy-buddy because their boyfriends are really good friends, she also has a problem with Carol concerning Adam. And this is my problem with Bethenny. Carol has been dating Adam for 3 years. Why are you all of a sudden saying that he's an opportunist after he asked for a comp for the Puerto Rico trip? Like, all of a sudden he's an opportunist because he didn't do what you wanted him to do for free? Now, let me just explain why I agree with Adam, right? Even if it's charity, right? Not everybody got your coin, Bethenny. Even Adam said, and she repeated it, he said, I can't afford to not work a week. He lives in freaking New York City. He lives not too far from Carol. So he's living in a nice area of Manhattan, and I said nice area of Manhattan. Don't let New York fool you. There are some parts of Manhattan that are terrifying. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Anyway, he can't afford not to work. He said that to her. So he was just like, if I'm going to be taking a week off of work, I need to be comped in some kind of area. He wasn't even asking for full pay. It was just like, can you comp this? Can you comp that? Can I get a stipend here? So that I could at least be covered for that week that I'm not working while I'm doing this charity benefit or helping you with charity in Puerto Rico. Not that he didn't want to do it. He just didn't want to come back and not be able to pay his freaking bills. That is understandable. I'm at the point right now where I can't say yes to free work. So many people out here want you to do this for free or do that for free. And at this point, it's just like, okay, if I'm doing this show for free, who gonna be in the audience, okay? If I'm doing this show for free, it better be a huge agent or a huge producer or a huge director, somebody who could change my career path in the audience at this point, because I can't afford to do free work, because every time I'm getting on the stage for free, I'm not getting paid and my bills are still stacking up. So I understand Adam saying, okay, well, what can we do in space of that so that I could just be taken care of for the week or just have my bills covered? He wasn't even asking for full pay. He was just asking for a comp in some kind of area. And I don't think that's wrong to ask. I don't think that's wrong to ask. And maybe she had a problem with him saying no, that he can't do it. But I'm so sick of people who have it, always trying to get people who don't to work for free. That's not cool, Bethenny. And then I don't like how all of a sudden, because he said no, now she's going to say to her really good friend that her boyfriend is an opportunist. Like, and then Carol's response made me feel like she kind of know what it is, so I'm gonna back off it. If she knows what's going on and she's wise enough and not getting caught up, then girl, have your fun. You and this young dude got an arrangement, live your best life. Why you mad, Bethenny? Why you mad? And then to come at her for not having children. I hate when women do this. I hate when women slut shame. I hate when women age shame another woman. And I hate when they child shame a woman. I hate that because it's just so ugly. Society does it to us all the time. We don't need to be doing that to each other. And so to throw the whole, oh, she doesn't have kids, so she doesn't understand. She doesn't have a career, so she doesn't understand. I'm not mad at her for marrying well. Okay, I'm not mad at her for writing some really good books and being able to live off of it. Let me tell you something. There are people who are one-hit wonders who are still living well off of that one song. There's nothing wrong with Montel Jordan does well off of This Is How We Do It. You gonna come at him too, Bethenny? She not gonna do nothing. He's 7 feet tall. She gonna exercise wisdom, but she don't do it with Carol. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I feel like Bethenny is being so petty this season and this episode, and it bothers me because I loved the work that she was doing last episode, and I felt like I saw her in a different light, and it's like as soon as she leaves Puerto Rico, she falls back into the same habits that we hate. Like, I'm telling you, in my comment section, I get so much Bethenny hate. Like, people do not like how she acts. They do not like how she treats people. They do not like how she comes off. And it's unfortunate because when she was on the season in the early years, on the show in the early years, everybody loved her. Everybody gravitated to Bethenny. She really did build this show because we, the viewers, had somebody to look at, and we love to see her grow. And now she's grown into the person that she hated when she didn't have the money. You know what I mean? She's basically grown into her own Jill Zarin. Can we tell the truth and shame the devil? Bethenny has morphed into Jill Zarin. She don't like it, but it's the truth. Stay woke. I'm sorry, but LuAnn's face when Sonja called her a man. This is the Sonja I love. The shady, like, joke kind of Sonja where it's just like, Sonja is very shady. She will be very shady to you to your face. But the way she delivers it, you don't really know what it is until, like, you contemplated on it for a minute. You sat on that read and you're just like, did she? Yeah, she called me a man and she meant it. I get what Sonja is saying about Tinsley. You know what I mean? You bring somebody into the group and then they start becoming really good friends with people you've introduced them to, and you kind of feel left out. But you made this situation. Like, you and Tinsley would have been really close had you not mistreated her. You would have been as close as she is with Carol. That would have been you and Tinsley. You would not have felt left out if you did not mistreat her. You essentially forced her to become really good friends with other women in the group when you and her could have been really good friends, but you mistreated her because she needed help. And you thought that she would stay under your thumb longer. But what happened was she got out, she got a wealthy dude, and you feel some sort of way because you wish you had that situation. That's another thing. It's so much jealousy in this group, and they like try to lace it with other things, but it's just like, this is what it is. We can see it. We can see that Bethenny is jealous that Tinsley and Carol are getting close. You know what I mean? We can see that Sonja is jealous that Tinsley is living the life that she was living 20 years, 20, 30 or 40 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, we can see what she's upset about. So it's like, you're trying to cover it up, but it's very obvious to those of us who are watching, and it's ugly. Sonja did not have to be in this situation. She created it. So I get what she's saying. Like, she feels ostracized, but she did it to herself. If you would not have mistreated Tinsley, we all saw it. We have the tapes. We saw the season. You treated that girl badly. If you did not do that to her, we wouldn't be here. Like, we wouldn't be here watching you feel ostracized by your group. You can't talk to Tinsley because you embarrass her and you bring up what little you did for her in the first place. And can we really be real here? Tinsley living with you was storyline. Y'all ain't have no relationship like that where she should be moving into your dilapidated townhouse. Come on. She was probably afraid because the water was brown. She couldn't drink anything. And then if she put anything in the fridge, you had a problem. If she asked somebody to help her with a bag, one of your indentured servants, you get an issue with it. It's like she can't do anything. And she's very uncomfortable around you because you mistreated her for an entire season. You being ostracized is your own doing. Own it. I just got a casting idea. Duffy, why not add her to the show? I think she'd be great for the show. I think they do need some new blood. I think this is a good season, right? But I wouldn't mind a new face, especially somebody like Duffy who is well connected, who is essentially a New York girl. I would like to see her on the show. She's very smart. She's funny. She has a lot of joy. I think that she would be somebody who would be a peacemaker, but also somebody who would hold her own with the ladies. I would like to see her on the show. But you know what? She got a wealthy man. So I don't know if she gonna get too dirty. You know what I mean? Like, she's in a different echelon than these ladies. Like, believe it or not, this is like the middle class of rich people. The ones who are actually doing reality TV, like the wealthy people who actually do reality TV, they are like the bottom. No tea, no shade, but it's like a bottom we would all want to be, you know, those of us who don't have money. But they're like the bottom. The rich people, the ones who really are like wealthy, dripping with money, they don't get into this. That's why Tinsley, her ex, he said, wipe me from this show. Don't even mention my name. Like, them ones that got them Rockefellers and all that, you won't never see them on reality TV. They don't want nobody knowing their business because all that stuff they're doing, probably harvesting like infant organs and stuff. Rich people are sick. Child. I've been invited to enough Hollywood parties to be like, that's okay. That's okay. I'll just wait my time out. Could have made it a lot sooner if I made certain decisions. Stay woke. Stay woke. I feel so bad that Carol is about to get her whole world rocked. Because for the first time in her life, Ramona is telling the truth. Like, Bethenny did call her a puppet, and she is like holding to her and Bethenny being good friends, and Bethenny would never say that. And I'm like, sweetie, you about to get your feelings hurt. And messy Ramona is going to be there to witness it all. I don't even think she's mad that Carol is saying, no, that's what you think about me. Because Ramona, no. Oh, Ramona, no, it's going to come out. And she wants to be there with her Pinot Grigio watching it all fall down. Because nobody loves the drama more than Ramona. Oh, she loves to watch it and see it all come down. Me too. That's why I review this show. Semantics, Bethenny. You called her a puppet. Carol gonna drag you at the reunion. This reunion is going to be so juicy. The only reunions I'm looking forward to this year is the Real Housewives of New York reunion and RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10. Baby! Wait till I do my review on that. If you watch that show, please come check out my review tomorrow because, baby, it's been some mess going on in these drag queen streets. Stay tuned. So this murder mystery theme party in the Berkshires, I think it's cute. I really, really do. I think that Dorinda is trying to do something different because every time they go up to the Berkshires, they like destroy her place. So she's trying to make it as fun as she possibly can so that there's like less drinking and less like sitting down and talking about their issues. Like, she wants to distract the ladies with a murder mystery theme or whatever to just like get them out of tearing her place up. Because every time they go to the Berkshires, it's a hot mess. Great TV. I will never forget. Mention it all! So I think that's why she's trying to like do something to distract the ladies from destruction. But she doesn't watch this show, baby. That's all these ladies on this show is good for. They will tear the Berkshires up. They are good for burning down that Bluestone Manor or whatever she got up there. So I don't know why she keep on inviting them. They are the worst house guests, but she keeps on inviting them. I think it's more production because the ladies just give that it's the best of the season when they go to the Berkshires. I don't know what it is about her place, but they give us good TV when they go up to the Berkshires, especially in Dorinda's place. But I think it's cute. I think it's cute, and I think Dorinda is extremely shady. She even read herself with the prohibition lady or whatever. I think that everybody was given someone who was kind of a bit of a read about who they really are. I thought it was cute, but I can't wait for it because I know it's going to be a total nightmare for them. Great TV for us. I think that Tinsley ended this thing with Sonja not because she wanted to move forward, but because she wanted Sonja to shut up about the situation, and she didn't like how Bethenny came at her. Tinsley is not good with confrontation, and it made her really uncomfortable. So I felt like she kind of like forced herself, because even when she was talking to Sonja, you knew it was something that she didn't want to do, but she much rather make fake peace with Sonja than deal with Bethenny coming at her all the time. But I don't think she realizes that Bethenny comes at her not over Sonja, but over Carol. So even though she made peace with Sonja, that doesn't mean that Bethenny's going to stop. You took her friend, so now she has an issue with you. So Tinsley, you're going to have to stand up to her, and I know she's probably terrified. Tinsley and Bethenny are Erica Jane and Teddy. Tinsley is terrified of Bethenny. She does not want to get into it with her, especially on her own, especially if Carol's not jumping in after Bethenny done checked her. So I feel like this reconciliation of Tinsley and Sonja was more because Tinsley doesn't want to deal with Bethenny. I don't even think she cares about Sonja at this point. I think she made her peace and was just like, me and this woman will never be friends. Sometimes you do something to somebody and you can't really repair that pain, but they'll be grown enough to film with you or work with you, but you'll never be friends. You'll never be in that space. And I don't see anything wrong with that, but I just feel like Tinsley is just completely cut off from having any kind of relationship with Sonja. She doesn't want to do it. She's done. She did not like how she treated her. And I think this was more for Bethenny and more for her to just move on and just be cordial in a work environment. But I don't think she's ever going to be like good friends with Sonja ever again. Like they were moving in that area until Sonja became like, you know, the Airbnb from hell and tore that girl down that whole season. I really felt bad for her. Although I felt like she was not good TV then, I did feel bad that Sonja was mistreating her like that. It was ugly. It was really ugly. Didn't I tell you these Bravo editors are shady? They are. The fact that they were talking about that Dorinda and LuAnn were talking about Tom having a New Year's party on the same boat that he had his engagement party to LuAnn on. The fact that they were talking about that, and the moment them Bravo editors pulled up was drunk Dorinda giving a toast. Oh, they so shady, and I love it. Whose voice was that said next time on The Real Housewives of New York City? Didn't it sound like Duffy? Is she going to be on next season? That was really weird. That sounded like Duffy to me. I was just like, that doesn't sound like any of the cast members. Is Duffy on this show? Give me the tea, y'all. Give me the tea. Did I just call a casting into existence? I can do it for other people, but not for my damn self. Lord, keep me in prayer. So next week, we're going to be in the Berkshires. You don't even have to tell me what's going to happen. I know it's going to be a dramatic mess, and I cannot wait to review it. So if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next week for the following episode of The Real Housewives of New York. If you don't want to miss a review, don't miss the Berkshires review. That one, I just feel it in my spirit. This one is gonna be good. This episode and this hot review. Come and get it. See you next week. Bye.